In this video, we are going to learn about Polity and Governance October month current affairs. First topic is CBI versus states. So, this is a news because the West Bengal government has filed a case against Union government under Article 131. So in this response, Union government said that the state doesn't have any absolute power to prevent CBI from entering the state for investigation. So now let us know about CBI and Article 131 under which the case was filed by the West Bengal government. Now here CBI was set up in the year 1963 and is recommended by Santanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption. It derives its powers from Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. It also provides assistance to Central Vigilance Commission and Lokpal. Now what is this Central Vigilance Commission? It is the main central government agency to prevent corruption, and Lokpal deals with the complaints against ministers, secretariats at state and central level. Now let us know about the features of CBI. It is a main investigation agency of central government to deal with corruption and criminal cases, and it is not a statutory body, or we can also call it is not a constitutional body, or it is extra constitutional body. Now let us know about CBI director. The CBI director is appointed by a recommendation of panel of committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition or in the Lok Sabha, the Chief Justice of India, or the Judge of the Supreme Court. These members nominate a member as a CBI director under Lokpal Act 2013. This Lokpal Act 2013 prescribes the procedure of appointment for CBI director. Now, the investigation procedure. The CBI can investigate inside the state only with the consent or permission of the state government. However, Supreme Court or High Court can order the CBI to investigate anywhere in the country without the consent of the state if the case or the problem is very critical. So now here, coming to the West Bengal government, it has filed a case against the Union government under Article 131. Here Article 131 deals with the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. Now what is this original jurisdiction means? It means the state having the power to hear at the first instance. So Supreme Court has the power of original jurisdiction. So Article 131 means Supreme Court has power to deal with the disputes between center and state, or center state on one side and other state on the other side. So as CBI is a central agency and West Bengal government doesn't want CBI to investigate inside the state, the West Bengal government has withdrew the general consent of state. Now what does this general consent means? It means the general permission for CBI to investigate into a particular state. So now at present 8 states in India has withdrawn general consent to CBI. They are Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Kerala and Mizoram. I'll repeat once again. The 8 states which withdrawn general consent to CBI is Maharashtra, West Bengal, Punjab, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Kerala and Mizoram. These are the 8 states. That means these states did not give permission to CBI to inquire into those states. So special permission is needed from the state government to investigate any criminal or other type of cases from CBI. And now what will be the consequence as these states have withdrawn? The question of cooperative federalism arises. Is it clear, guys? Now, what does this cooperative federalism means? It is the horizontal relationship between the center and state. No one is above the other, and both have their individual importance and equal powers. Both here means central and state governments. There should be a mutual understanding between center and state so that they can build a welfare country. So that is about this. But at present, due to lack of cooperative federalism, there are many clashes between center and state government. For example, see, implementation of state run schemes, and also implementation of GST. So these are due to the result of clashes. So there are problems regarding the implementation of state run schemes, center run schemes, and implementing GST due to lack of cooperative federalism. By the end of the day, there will be a negative aspect among the people because both are not cooperative. So now let us go to this topic. See here, the impact of CBI versus state. Now, what are the impacts if the CBI is not allowed into the state? First is politics over federalism. See here, the center might be one party and the state might be other party, and by allowing or not allowing the CBI into the state, the center or the state might play a political game which can benefit their own political party, and as a result, federalism is affected. And the second is impact the functioning of the state. If the state doesn't allow CBI to investigate, then the crime and corruption in the state might increase due to no other power present to control it. The third point is impact investigation. Even though CBI took permission to investigate criminal case under case specific consent, it needs to take special permission of the state government to inquire other authorities, and this might impact the investigation. Now we will study about the aspects of federalism that are affected with respect to CBI versus state tussle. So the first aspect is police, second is general consent of CBI, and third is extraterritorial operation. So here, coming to police, under 7th schedule of Constitution of India, we have 3 lists of subject. First is central, second is state, and third is concurrent. So police is under the state list and CBI is a central agency, and it derives its powers from Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946, and section 5 and 6 of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act gives powers to inquire in the state only with the permission or consent of the state government. So CBI being a central agency and police being a state subject is a major problem which affect the federal nature of the country. Now coming to the second point, it is general consent for CBI. Generally, there are 2 types of consents. First is general consent and second is case specific consent. So CBI should compulsorily take the consent of the state to investigate. In general consent, CBI can inquire anywhere in the state related to cases of corruption against central government employees in the state. So, but in the case specific consent, CBI has to take permission for every small actions, thus making the investigation process complicated. Now coming to the extraterritorial operation, here CBI has the power to inquire even in the extraterritorial area or outside the territorial area with its specialized information and technical knowledge. So these are the aspects that are affected with respect to CBI versus state tussle. And now we'll go to the second one, that is why such issues emerge in a case of cooperative federalism in India. See, cooperative federalism means equal power to center and state. There are various issues which are affecting cooperative federalism. They are concurrent jurisdiction. See, CBI, Narcotics Control Bureau, etc., are required in multi jurisdictional crimes. That is, they are required in multiple ways, in multiple situations and cases, and they cover all over the country. If the state doesn't agree to give permission to the CBI inquiry or others in the state, then the clashes might arise between center and state, affecting the cooperative federalism. And thus, the concurrent jurisdictions become an issue in cooperative federalism. And the second point is power tilted to center. See, if the power is more concentrated in the center, then the inequalities arise among state and central, affecting peace and order of the country. Third is complexity of Article 131. See, Article 131 deals with the disputes between center and state. Even though the Chhattisgarh government filed a case under Article 131 against National Investigation Act, as police is part of the state list, the central government has passed the act challenging federalism. So Chhattisgarh didn't like National Investigation Act to be passed, but central government has passed it. That means there are clashes between center and state government, which should not happen, especially in the federal country. So now, fourth point is no body to foster coordination, manage bargaining, and conflict resolution. See, at present, there is no independent body to resolve the center state dispute. Even though, as per Sarkaria Commission recommendation, an interstate council secretariat was set up, but it was under Union Home Ministry. That means it is not an independent body. Thus, even the interstate council secretariat ceased to be an independent body to manage conflicts, bargaining between state and center. Now, the fifth point is centralization of power creating friction. The trust gap between the center and state is widening due to rise of share of surcharge. Surcharge means additional amount of services. And here cessus means additional tax. So due to rise in the share of surcharge and cessus from center, there is a rise in inequality between center share and state share. That is related to centralization of power creating frictions. And now the sixth point is different political parties. See, if there are different political parties in center and state, it will become more difficult to utilize the constitutional and statutory institutions, which can resolve the conflicts and promote good governance. If center and state interests don't align, because both are of different parties, then that might create disturbances. Ultimately, the welfare of the people will get disturbed. So this is also one of the aspect of this. Now, way forward, what we have to do and what are the steps to be taken. First is transparency and coordination among center and states. See, both of them should be transparent in macroeconomic scenario, that is in financial services, and to promote coordination among them by mutual understanding and by achieving cooperative federalism. The second step to be taken is suggestions from Center State Relations Committee. So Sarkaria Commission and Punchi Commission gave several recommendations to promote center and state relationship. And some of the recommendations which are given by this commissions are: Office of Governor should be against politics, and even the terms of his removal should be altered. The second recommendation is giving independence to interstate council. At present, the interstate council is managed under Union of Home Ministry, which is also a central agency, and thus that interstate council is not an independent body. But this recommendation suggested that interstate council should be independent. And the third recommendation is framing guidelines to prevent misuse of president veto of legislation. And the next is including states also in the international agreements. This promotes cooperative federalism, as states and center also include in international government. They possess equal responsibilities for the welfare of the people. And the third point is giving fiscal space. See, state financial share must be increased without reducing center's share. That is giving fiscal space. And the fourth is electoral reforms. Even the regional political parties and regional leaders should be given the platform to increase the competition between nation and regional political parties. So that is related to electoral reforms. And the last is specific recommendations for bodies like CBI. So as per European principle of subsidiarity, now what is this principle of subsidiarity? It is implementing the best in which where the implementation is done. Principle of subsidiarity means implementing the best at the local level itself. That is principle of subsidiarity. So this is European principle of subsidiarity. Here, certain rules or guidelines should be framed where the state government can restrict general consent or transfer cases to CBI. So, providing statutory recognition to CBI. Next point is providing statutory recognition to CBI so that it becomes completely independent. And the next is the cooperation to CBI from legislature, executive and judiciary make it more efficient. These are some of the steps that should be taken forward so that to encourage the cooperative federalism in the country.